Hi everybody, welcome back to Everyday Thrifty Living. It's Cass. Always not here right now, but don't you worry, she'll be in 1,000 and more videos. So today is April 1st, or when you're seeing this is April 2nd, but that means that it's time for another round of first reads pick from Amazon. If you are not aware, Amazon Prime, if you pay that monthly fee or yearly fee, you have the opportunity to pick a book, one of eight, and yeah, for free. And these books will be released on May 1st. So this month we have, as always, we have one pick and eight books from a bunch of different genres, but it looks to be more mystery and suspense than anything else. So let's get right into it. The first book we have is called Out of Ashes. It is a novel. It is 286 pages. It is in the thriller suspense category. So, Out of Ashes by Cara Thomas. A woman's investigation into her family's murders uncover lies, secrets, and dangerous truths in a heart-wrenching novel of suspense. When she was 13 years old, Samantha Newsom's family was murdered, and their Catskills farmhouse was set ablaze in an unsolved crime that left nothing behind but ashes. 22 years later, she is pulled back to her hometown of Kearney, New York, under the shadows of the grim tragedy she's never forgotten or forgiven. Authorities mishandled the evidence, false rumors were seeded about her family, suspects yielded nothing, and the case went cold. Not anymore. Investigator Travis Meacham has been assigned to the case, and he has news for Sam. A prison inmate has come forward with a shocking admission. Her baby sister, who had been presumed dead in the fire, made it out of the house that night. It is not the only reveal that upends everything Sam thinks she knows about the crime and her family, but Carney protected secrets, and this time Sam might not be able to escape the town alive. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. That is definitely a contender. The next book is called Swanlights, a novel. It is by Phoebe Rowe. This is 271 pages. A sweeping emotional tale of hope and perseverance, Swanlight weaves together the stories of two people separated by a century but connected by family, purpose, and one extraordinary lighthouse. This is just another literature fiction book. 1913, 83-year-old Sylvester Swan has dedicated his life to the care of his Newfoundland lighthouse. His petition to relocate Swan Light from its precarious cliff's edge is going unheard by the town patriarch Court Rowland. That is until a terrible storm brings an unlikely ally into Swan's life, but is it too late for the stone lighthouse? Flash forward to 2014, marine archaeologist Mary Adams attempts to fund her search for the notorious SS Californian are realized when she accepts a job to find the remains of Swan Light, rumored to have collapsed into the sea 100 years ago. She teams up with salvager Julian Henry, and the pair unearth more than they bargained for in their search for the ruins. But when a group of treasure hunters threatens their mission, their hunt for the truth returns dangerous. As the past and present collide, the secrets hiding on the ocean floor begin to surface. Can Mary find the answers? Can Mary find the answers she's looking for, and at what price? This actually sounds pretty good. The whole treasure mystery thing. This actually sounds pretty good. I probably won't be picking it, but this will be a book that I'll probably, add to cart and save for later for, after May 1st. Let's go to the next one. The next book is Where They Lie, a thriller by Joe Hart. This looks to be a first in a series, a new series from him, the Nora McTavish series, book 1 of 2. So this is 234 pages. So far the books have been pretty short. The murder of an influencer's family exposes the disturbing secrets behind the facade, and a haunting novel suspense by Joe Hart, Wall Street Journal best-selling author of Or Else. Family is content for Kaylee Volk. Her vlog celebrates a happy home with her husband and their three foster children, Bethany, Mason, and Andrea. Everything is perfect until the day the family's private plane plummets into the ocean. Only Kaylee manages to survive with a shocking revelation that Andrea did it. This is particularly devastating for Nora McTavish, a child protective services agent who was already familiar with Andrea's troubled history. Given Nora's own traumatic childhood, how could she not have sensed the profound darkness festering within the girl? What did she miss? Could she have stopped Andrea? As Kaylee struggles to cope with the crushing loss, Nora's investigation begins, but her guilt soon turns to unease. Secret by secret, Nora pieces together a Volk family puzzle that's more twisted than anyone saw. One far from the picture-perfect life Kaylee sold to the public, and the Laura. And the closer Nora looks, the more disturbing it gets. This also sounds really good. This is another book that even if I don't pick this month, I have to remember to save for later because this actually sounds really good. So far, three interesting books. The next book is When the Rain Ends by Mary Ellen Taylor. This is another literature fiction book. This is 334 pages long. From the brighter the light author Mary Ellen Taylor comes the emotional story of a mother and daughter learning to endure life's twists and turns as they grieve a loss and face an uncertain future. When artist Danny Manchester learns she's slowly losing her vision, she becomes unmoored. Her ex-husband died only months before, leaving Danny and her preteen daughter grief-stricken. Suddenly, the life Danny built for her family on the Outer Banks feels like a painful reminder of all they've lost. On a whim, she sells her waterfront home and buys an old farm inland near the Virginia state line. But Danny's daughter recoils at the sudden drastic change. The Outer Banks, sun-swept beaches, pink dawns, and savage storms are all she's ever known. But Danny is resolute, and the pair moved to Virginia to embark on a challenging renovation. That summer, their efforts turn a rundown silo into an art studio, bring forth new friends, new loves, and new challenges. As mother and daughter navigate the fiercest storm of their lives, they learn that instead of waiting for the skies to clear, they can withstand the rain so long as they do it together. That sounds like a really interesting book, but it's not something that I'm gravitating right now to. I just love my mysteries. I really do. The next one, here we go. The Lost Victim, a thriller by Jennifer Hunter. This looks to be another beginning series from her. The Ryan Strickland series. This is book 1 of 2. This is 295 pages. Again, we're in the thriller and suspense category. A traumatized witness to a serial killer's crimes is the only key to solving them in a gripping novel of psychological suspense. After his sister disappears, FBI consultant and psychologist Ryan Strickland spent years looking for answers in an investigation gone tragically cold. But in his work, Ryan has built a reputation for getting reluctant victims to speak. A witness has been found who can identify an elusive serial killer whose crimes reach back decades. However, Olivia, the silent and scarred young woman in Ryan's care, isn't telling all yet. As a guarded trust develops between her and Ryan, Olivia agrees to return to the nightmare from which she fled, an isolated and abandoned farmhouse on the outskirts of town. Any evidence could lead the authorities one step closer to finding the killer and help fill in the missing pieces of Ryan's own past. But no one is prepared for what they find or for the unspeakable truths revealed in Olivia's darkest memories. That also sounds really good. So I wonder if there's a connection between this elusive serial killer and our protagonist, Ryan Strickland. So this is probably going to be another book that even if I don't pick this one, is definitely going in the save for later, add to cart and save for later. That's my motto. The next book is Where Waters Meet by Zhang Ling, and this is 281 pages. This is just a genre fiction. Let's see. A daughter discovers a dramatic history that shaped her mother's secret life in an emotional and immersive novel by Zhang Ling, the best-selling author of A Single Swallow. There was rarely a time when Phoenix Yuan Weiler's mother, Rain, didn't live with her. Even when Phoenix got married, Rain, who followed her from China to Toronto, came to share Phoenix's life. Now at the age of 83, Rain's unexpected death ushers in a heart-rending separation. Struggling with the loss, Phoenix comes across her mother's suitcase, a memory box Rain had brought from home. Inside, Phoenix finds 2 photographs and a decorative bottle holding a crystallized powder. Her Auntie May tells her these missing pieces of her mother's early life can only be explained when they meet. And so, clutching her mother's ashes, she boards a plane for China. What at first seems like a daughter's quest to uncover a mother's secret becomes a startling journey of self-discovery. Told across decades and continents, Zhang Ling's exquisite novel is a tale of extraordinary courage and survival. It illuminates the resilience of humanity, the brutalities of life, the secrets we keep and those we share, and the driving forces it takes to survive. That sounds like a really deep book, and this month I'm already reading a deep book. I'm reading a book on the Sandy Hook tragedy, and I'm definitely not picking this book. So yeah, let's just move on. It's too depressing, Too depressing. The next book is called Something Wrong, a thriller by Eric Pruitt, and looks to be another beginning series, the first book, one of two, in the Jess Kessler. Did I say that right? Jess Keller? No, Keeler. Jess Keeler. My mistake. Jess Keeler thrillers. This book is 440 pages long. And yeah, so let's read into it. To catch the killer who eluded her detective grandfather 50 years ago, a true crime podcaster must contend with outdated evidence, ulterior motives, and the dark family secrets that got in the way. This book, just from that sentence, sounds amazing. Another book that if this is not the book I pick, another add to cart and save for later because this sounds really good too. True crime podcaster Jess Keeler has returned to Deaton County, North Carolina to pick up where her grandfather left off. Sheriff's Deputy Big Jim Ballard, that's just precious. Her grandfather was a respected detective until it all came crashing down during a 1972 murder investigation. For Jim, solving the murders of two teens should have been the highlight of his already storied career. Instead, he battled his own mind, unsure where his hunches ended and the truth began. The grandfather must have been suffering from tunnel vision. That's something, when you have a high-profile case, sometimes that's what happens. Some cops, despite going in with good intentions, they sometimes get tunnel vision, where they only see one thing. Working from her grandfather's disjointed notes, Jess is sure that she can finally put the cold case and her family's shame to rest. Enlisting the help of a disgraced reporter, Dan Becker, Jess soon discovers ugly truths about the first investigation, which was shaped by corruption, egos, and a family secret that may be the key to the crime. Told in a dual timeline that covers both investigations, Something Bad Wrong explores human folly, hubris, and how sometimes in order to solve a crime, you have to find out who's covering it up. Oh my god, this sounds so good! My goodness. This month has just been so many good books, and these are all the books that I would read. The last book is Worlds Apart by Jane Crittenden. This is 362 pages. It's just another literature fiction book and an emotional and hopeful debut that asks, can first love survive 18 years, 11,000 miles, and a lifetime of misunderstandings? 18 years ago, teenage Amy fled England, pregnant and heartbroken, to start over in New Zealand with her parents. Now Chris, the love she left behind, has walked into her beloved cafe by the beach and thrown her life into turmoil. As far as Amy's concerned, he chose to ignore the child she was carrying when they last met. She brought up their daughter alone and created a happy home for them both on the other side of the world. But with Chris suddenly back in her life, she can no longer ignore the past and begins to wonder what really happened all those years ago. Old secrets and new revelations cast Amy's world into doubt. What if this is her last chance at something truly meaningful? Can there really be a happy ending for everyone? Sounds interesting. This is not going to be one of those picks for me. I'm not real big into literature fiction, unless there's some sort of mystery or, I don't know, espionage or something funny is what I like. I'm not big into romance, that type of thing. You guys know I've skipped over a lot of romance these past few months. So with all these books, there have just been so many amazing choices. Out of the Ashes sounded really good. Swanlights sounded really good. Where They Lie sounded amazing. The Lost Victim, again, that one sounded amazing. And Something Bad Wrong. I am leaning towards Where They Lie. Yes, I am leaning towards Where They Lie, but there is something about the Something Bad Wrong book that speaks to me. Something about true crime and stuff, and I love true crime. Odie is petrified of watching true crime now because every bump of the night is a noise that she thinks it's like the BTK or something coming to get her. I think I'm going to be making the pick that Something Bad Wrong is going to be my pick for this month. However, if you are interested in anything, if you're interested like mysteries, thriller, suspense, Out of the Ashes and Where They Lie sound absolutely amazing. So even though I'm picking Something Bad Wrong, I will be remembering those other three books. The Out of the Ashes, Swanlight, Where They Lie, and The Lost Victim. No, Yeah, The Lost Victim. I'm going to be remembering those 4 books because those 4 books sounded amazing. So hopefully I'll be able to get my little paws on them. So that is going to be it for us today. Let me know down below which book you would have picked. If you have Amazon Prime, did you make a pick? Let me know. And yeah, so stay tuned for my reviews. Stay tuned for my upcoming April TBR. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.